Hello, welcome back to David Let Go to Hobbies. Right, the matrix system. In my previous video, I talked about perhaps the reasons why they're doing it. Okay, and obviously the action and the reaction and the product from it is in my previous video. This video is going to talk about what type of energies are emitted and a bit more about the energies and why they do it. Okay. If I was to describe it as food, but not like what we do, they feed off the energy. It's their way of living as such. And when you understand about the human psyche and the human being, and that it is about what the purpose is of the human being, and when you see everything going around you, it's not what you realise it really is about. If I was to describe it as it's a mass feeding ground, the earth is, but not eating humans. It's about tapping into their energy and using their energy for other purposes. I will touch on one little bit about it, and that is there's very dark energies as well. And all I'm going to say is human sacrifices is way out of order. And I'm not going to go delving into that because it goes against my grain. And I will not feed that energy at all. And all I'm telling you is keep well away from it. That's all I will say to you. For my own advice and my own thoughts. But going back to the other energies, now it is a food to them, or not a singular, okay? It's used as a food source, and that food source is what makes them live. It's a case of understanding those type of energies and the whys and the wherefores about it as also. Now, if you understand that these energies, bear with me for a second please, sorry about that, just have to move the car. Energy is energy, but there's negative energy, there's positive energy, and there's neutral energy. Neutral energy is still used, but it's not a great source of vitamin, as what we class as vitamin, for them. It's either way. It can either be extreme negative or extreme positive. Now, each type of energy is used for different purposes. I'm not going to go into the great detail of it, but the bad type is the negative side. Now, I'm not trying to be evasive about it, but when I say it is food, it's what they feed on. I know I've said it before, but you've got to understand human emotions is what they thrive on, okay? But it's a case of when you realise that the purpose of the human beings is not just to live on this earth and to be happy, We're here as a food source for these entities. This is my own personal thoughts. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? What's your views? Have you had thoughts about this? Because when I first saw things happening in this world, I couldn't understand the reasons why they were doing it. But when you look through and see that there is logic behind this, it is to feed the source. It is to cause emotional imbalances and to cause people to be negative, be angry, be happy, and to be passive. Each type of energy through the levels is obviously, different. Then you got, like, give another example, positive energy. It's very uplifting, it's very pure, and that is another food source for them. But it depends who they're feeding, if you see what I'm saying. Anyway, enough said. Be interested in your thoughts. Am I the only one to see this as the matrix system as a food source of entities or whatever it may be? Leave a comment down below. I'll be interested in your views. But not only that, would you consider subscribing? When I say subscribing, because what it does, it helps put these videos in front of people like yourself. Not only that, it helps promote the channel. So thank you very much, and we'll see you soon. Take care.